After months of silence, Hillary Clinton has come out against the Keystone Pipeline project. Clinton had said she was waiting for the Obama administration to finish reviewing the proposed construction before she would comment. But last week, Clinton said she was getting impatient with that process and would have to speak out soon. And Tuesday, Clinton again got a question about the position from a college student in Des Moines. And this time, she answered it.
I was in a unique position, having been Secretary of State, having started this process, and not wanting to, interfere with the ongoing decision-making that both the President and Secretary Kerry have to do in order to make whatever the final decision might be. So I thought this would be decided by now, and therefore I could tell you whether I agreed or I disagreed. But it hasn't been decided, and I feel now I've got a responsibility to you and other voters who ask me about this. And I think it is imperative that we look at the Keystone Pipeline as what I believe it is, a distraction from the important work we have to do to combat climate change, and unfortunately, from my perspective, one that interferes with our ability to move forward to deal with all the other issues. Therefore, I oppose it.
Nancy Cordes joins me now from Washington. All right, talk a little bit about the evolution of Hillary Clinton's statements on the Keystone Pipeline.
Well, she's basically tried to avoid coming down one way or the other, Contessa, for a couple of different reasons. First of all, as she said, she didn't want to get in the middle of this process, make things uncomfortable for the president and for the current Secretary of State. If she came down in favor of it, basically, that would be saying, why is it taking the president and the Secretary of State so long to do the same? This is a process that's been dragging on now for about 6 years. If she came out against it, then that would make it politically more difficult for them to go ahead and approve it if that's what they decide to do. But also, it's a controversial issue that I think she wanted to avoid weighing in on as quickly as possible, because it has become sort of a litmus test, if you will. There are a lot of independent voters out there who support the Keystone XL pipeline, and she didn't want to say anything, at least at the start of her campaign, that would turn them off.
All right, so Martin O'Malley, one of her Democratic opponents for the Democratic nomination, accuses her now of following public opinion rather than forging public opinion. So where does he and Bernie Sanders stand on the Keystone Pipeline?
They've been saying for months that they're against it. They came out against it very early on. In fact, I think Senator Sanders has been railing against it on Capitol Hill for years. So both of them essentially said, hey, welcome to the party. What took you so long? As you said, a very strongly worded statement from O'Malley saying on issue after issue, and he just ticks them off: marriage equality, children fleeing violence in Central America. Secretary Clinton has followed, not forged, public opinion. And then Bernie Sanders said, as a senator who has vigorously opposed the Keystone Pipeline from the beginning, I am glad that Secretary Clinton finally has made a decision, and I welcome her opposition to the pipeline.
Nancy Cordes, it's great to talk to you. Thank you.
Good to talk to you too, Contessa.